All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the torch, as Yasha, Allah giving records, all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bashima, Bashak, Malak, Yahweh. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh. This brother Yasha Allah coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashima, Mashak, Malak, Yahweh. All right, so Khan, I'm gonna get straight into this through the Spirit. I'm gonna make this a quick video, quick live through the Spirit, Lord willing. Basically, just touching on a proverb of the day, you know, the book of Proverbs, from the book of Proverbs, because they remember these proverbs, they're wise sayings, man. You know what I'm saying? Within these proverbs, you can just meditate upon a proverb all day because a proverb might be full of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Just one verse might be full of wisdom. You can look at it from one point of view. You can look at it from like 7 different points of view. So these proverbs really go deep. And they're, of course, when we go to Proverbs chapter 1, they teach us wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discretion, right? So let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, and verse number 9. It says, "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely." So the Lord said that he that walketh uprightly is going to walk surely, meaning his steps are ordered by the Lord. Let's go to the book of Psalms. All right, meaning he's walking surely. He knows his end. Right. Let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 37 and verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So the Lord is going to guide this man, this righteous man that's walking uprightly. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, because the Most High is guiding this man or this woman in their path, in their walk. The Most High is guiding them. All right, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. It says, "For the commandment is a lamp." So the commandment is a lamp. The commandment is like a light, right? I was about to say that. "And the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman." So the commandments, and we know that the Lord said that the law is light. Who is the light? Yahweh Shah is the light. That's John 8 and verse 12 and John chapter 9, verse 5. Yahweh Shah said he's the light of this world. So if Yahweh Shah is also that light and the law is light, if you believe in Yahweh Shah, you're not going to walk in darkness, but you will have the light of life, right? Now, that's what he says in John chapter 8, verse 12. So if we believe in Yahweh Shah, we're walking uprightly. We're walking surely because he's literally guiding us through this dark world that we live in right now. So if we keep the commandments, we're walking surely because we know that at the end of this, it's going to be good, right? Although you might be going through adversity, hell, and affliction right now, in this present moment, at the end, there's a good reward for that, right? That's why we're walking surely if we walk uprightly. I'll read that again, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely." Now let's go to the book of I had another precept in mind. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 9. "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." So the Lord directs our steps. So you want the Lord to direct your steps in a good way, in a good path, you know, to the path to success on the right hand side. You want the Lord to guide you to that through that path, because right now we don't know the decisions to make. Sometimes you might be in a dilemma where you have to choose one or the other. How are you going to know whether or not you've chosen the right path? How would you know what path to take except to be the Lord? Except to be the Lord to guide you into the right way. Let's go to the book of Tobit chapter 4 and verse um 19. It says, "Bless the Lord thy God always, and desire of him that thy ways may be directed, and that all thy paths and counsels may prosper. For every nation hath not counsel, but the Lord himself giveth all good things, and he humbleth whom he will as he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments, neither let them be put out of thy mind." So the point in that verse is that you want the Lord to direct you into good paths. Now, the only way that the Lord will basically do that for you is that if you walk uprightly. Because when you walk uprightly, you understand that at the end thereof, at the end of this path, basically kind of going into how people, even in the world, they say trust the process. whether it be for working out, what I'm saying? Working out. You're doing a diet plan. That at the end of that plan, you trust this process. You trust that at the end of the path, at the end of this diet plan, you're going to lose about 20 to 30 pounds. You're trusting the process though. Although that process may be like, well, I don't know, I don't really see the results like that. Although you might not be seeing the results, 1 week into the diet plan, and the diet plan is like 6 months, and you're not seeing anything, it's meaning it doesn't mean that it's not going to work, right? So even with this truth, we're walking in this path of life. The Lord said, Psalm chapter 16 and verse 11. All right, let's go to Psalm 16 and verse 11. All right, Psalm chapter 16 and verse number 11, and it reads, um, "Thou will show me the path of life." So the Lord has shown us the path of life. It says, "In thy presence is full of joy, fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore." So the Lord, David said through the Spirit, "Thou will show me the path of life." So we want to walk on that path as well, but we have to trust the process, as the people of the world even say, trust the process. And understand that though you may not see results immediately, or you might be uncomfortable going down this road, just understand that at the end thereof, you're going to know that you made the right decision because it was the right path. The Lord said, "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely," because the Lord said, "None of your steps shall slide." Let me get that precept, man. All right, let's get that precept. Hey, pull that precept. So how much more us in this truth? Psalm chapter 37 and verse number 31. It says, "The law of his God is in his heart." So that's why we need the law of the Most High in our heart, in our mind. Literally meditating upon it. Thinking about the precepts, thinking about the Most High. Thinking about the law. We need the law of the Most High in our heart, right? In our mind. You know, Continually thinking about it, right? I'm gonna get the precept on that real quick. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, the classic, but it's a really good precept. Brothers don't want to read it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Say, "I already read that." Nah, man, we got to read it again. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, right? Khan Shalom, Shalom, Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night." So the Lord said that this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, meaning that we have to continually talk about this, the book of the law, right? We have to continually talk about it. It's not talking about, all right, you got Deuteronomy, you got Exodus, you got Numbers, Leviticus, and Genesis. You have all these books, and then you put it in your mouth, and you can never take it out. It's not literal. This book of the law should not depart out of thy mouth, meaning that you will have to always speak about it, think about it in your mind, and always speak about it, right? "But thou shalt meditate therein day and night." That's why we have to study day and night, not just one hour out of the whole day. Lord willing, we can study more than that. Sometimes you may not have the time, but at the same time, we need to be meditating upon it day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So that's our motivation to keep the law. How are you supposed to keep the law if you don't know the law? How are you supposed to keep the law and have motivation to keep it if we're not reading, praying, and fasting, right? And studying it. "For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." Because that's the Lord guiding you into the way that you should go and giving you those things. The Lord said that blessings are upon the head of the just. So the Lord's going to bless us when we start actually doing as the Lord says, right? Now I'm go back to that precept, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. "He that walketh uprightly walketh surely." So we know that if we're walking uprightly, meaning we're keeping the commandments, we're doing as the Lord says. We understand that the Lord is going to guide us into that way. So therefore, we're walking surely. He's keeping us on that straight and narrow path. He's keeping us on a path to life. Salakia. Actually, I was reading Psalm chapter 37. So let me just finish that real quick. Right. Psalms chapter 37, verse 31. "The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide." So the Lord said, none of his steps shall slide. He's not going to go to the left or to the right. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep on that path. On none of his steps shall slide. That's what the Lord said. Now, even Christians, they'll use that precept. But how much more us? You know what I'm saying? These Christians that are sitting up in these churches, they don't really know and have an idea what's going on. They still think that Christ is an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who the Israelites are. They don't know the true names of Mahashiach Yahushua and of the Mossad. They don't know that. But yet they're using these precepts, thinking that they have the law of the Most High in their heart. And you know what I'm saying? They really believe that this precept applies to them. So how much more us that's who's actually trying to serve the Most High according to as is written, man. You know, but it says none of his steps shall slide. Why? Because the Most High is sustaining you. You know what I'm saying? Uh Let me get this precept also in the book of Psalms, right? About how David said the Lord sustained him. You know, let's get that right. Let me get this precept, right? Salakia. Psalms chapter. See, I was looking right at it, man. Psalms chapter 3 and verse 5. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. So that's what that's what you want the Lord to do, to sustain you. But he's only going to sustain you in righteousness if you're walking uprightly. Because going back to that proverb again, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. Why? Because Most High is guiding you to that path, to that right path. And he understands that at the end thereof, if you keep walking in that path, he's going to give you your reward. Right? Let me get this precept also in the book of Ecclesiastes. King Solomon even testifies to this through the Spirit. This is a book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, and verse number, let me see here, right? 12. Yeah, come. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. You see that? So King Solomon said, hey, though a sinner do evil 100 times, he keeps going off. He keeps sinning. He keeps smoking weed, getting drunk, getting high. That's what he does every day. He keeps indulging in his flesh. He keeps blaspheming against the Most High. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged. He might even reach the age of 60, 70. Still in relatively good health, right? The Salak, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know. So King Solomon said, I know. This is what I know for sure. This is what King Solomon said. Yet surely, kind of like how Yahweh says, verily, verily, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. So he said, look, just abide in thy labor. Just keep the commandments. Don't worry about the ungodly. Because though they might prosper in this world, though they might live a long life, whatever, the Lord said, surely I know that it's going to be well with those that actually fear the Most High, that actually keep the commandments, that walk uprightly. Therefore, that's why King Solomon said to the Spirit in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. You're walking surely. Why? Because he understood that when you fear the Most High, it's at the end, it's always going to be well with you. The Most High always comes through. You know what I'm saying? Verse 13, but it shall not be well with the wicked. So again, with the wicked, it's not going to be well with them at the end, right? Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. Because he doesn't fear before the Most High is going to cut him off, right? Let me get this precept real quick in the book of Psalms, chapter 101. The book of Psalms, chapter 101, verse, I want to see, we'll go to 4, right? It says, a forward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. So the Lord said through David, basically, that he would not know a wicked person. He's not going to deal with a wicked person. It says, whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. So that's what these people in the world do. They privily, meaning privately, slander their neighbor. They talk evil about him behind their back. And you have a lot of that with Eve in the world and with Jake in the world, right? So, and then, they like to talk a lot of, ish, right? But it says, whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath a high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. So the Lord said, I'm not going to suffer a man with a high look or a proud heart. We understand that according to the book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 on down, the Lord, that's one of the seven things that the Lord hates, right? Mine eye shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Lord. You see that? So even David, through the Spirit, he said, I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, man. That's, you know, and guess what? And that's how the Lord feels about, hey, feels the same way. He's going to earth, so like he destroy all the wicked of the land. It's like that says that I may cut off all the wicked doers from the city of the Most High, from the city of Yahweh Shah. And that's what the Lord's going to do. That's why when you go to the book of Ecclesiastes, right back to that, Ecclesiastes 8 and 13, and the Lord says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow. See that? But I'm gonna go back to this, right, in Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9, and it reads again, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. So we understand what that means now, right? But he that perverteth his ways shall be known. So if you pervert your ways, the Lord's going to expose those ways. That's why it says, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. Gonna be known. Right? Even when you go to the book of Sirach, chapter 23. Right. It's lucky. Let me see what precept I wanted in here. Right. Right. Oh yeah, Khan. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 21. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspecteth not, he shall be taken. So this man basically went to commit adultery in the dark night. He went to go commit adultery in the dark night, and he breaketh wedlock. And he said, and with a proud heart, he said, basically said, the walls compass me about, nobody seeth me. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't think that the Most High, or he forgot that the Most High was watching him. And he forgot that the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men. So when you go down to verse 21, it's like your verse, verse 21, it says, this man shall be punished in the streets of the city. So he's going to be known. His sin was made known. Him committing adultery was made known because the Most High made it known. So therefore, in that latter part of that verse in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9, it says, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. Right? Now, we don't want to be known for that, though. We don't want to have a bad name. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1, the Lord said this. Right? We want to be known for righteousness, not for wickedness. Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 1, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Your name meaning your reputation. So your reputation, that's even more valuable than some precious ointment. It's more valuable than Xbox, or PS5, or damn iPhone 13 Pro. It's more valuable than that because you can't buy a reputation. You can only earn it. You can only earn a reputation. So we don't want to earn the reputation of being wicked, slothful. And the Lord said in the book of Matthew chapter 25, he said to the unjust, it's like he said to the it's like I want you to pull the precept, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 25 and verse 23. Yeah, I'll end it off with this, right? Matthew 25 and 23. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou to the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee, that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. Slakia. Verse 26. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. So guess what? Yahweh called this man a wicked and slothful servant. Get out my face, man. You wicked and slothful servant. So now he has a bad name and bad reputation. There's accounts of men in the scriptures forever. They have a bad name and a bad reputation. So we don't want to be counted as those that have bad reputations, because we're wicked and slothful and damn, I'm saying, we're wicked. You don't want to be known for wickedness, but we want to be known for righteousness, right? So that's why we strive to literally put forth our hands to labor, right? To get, to attain to that ultimate goal of having a good name with the Most High God, right? And the Lord even said in the book of Matthew chapter 10, you get this, it's like, I know I said I'm going to end off with that. The Spirit, let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I also confess, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Now, Yahweh shall say, if you confess him before men, then he's going to confess your name before his Father. Now, remember, that name carries reputation. So if Yahweh Shah, that's how you know that's how you know if you have a good reputation, a good name with the Most High. Because if you're doing what's right, you're walking uprightly, pursuant to the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 9, right? You're doing all that you can for the Most High. You're trying to be on fire. You're trying to labor. You're trying to study. You're trying to keep the commandments. The Lord said that he's going to confess you because you're confessing his name before men in a good way. You're not blaspheming the Most High, or you're not blaspheming his son, saying F, the son's name, and you start blaspheming Yahweh. That's not confessing Yahweh before men. Confessing Yahweh before men is literally walking as he walked, pursuant to the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 6. He that saith he abideth in him himself also walk even as he walked. That's you confessing yourself, confessing Yahweh before men. Also the fact that you teach. When you're teaching the words of Yahweh from Yahweh, you're confessing Yahweh before men. So that shows you that if the Lord confesses your name before the Father and his angels, that means you have a good name, the Most High, which is what we want. But really going back to the main point of Proverbs chapter 10, right? Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. So if we want to walk surely in this world, right, we have to walk uprightly. We have to abide in the commandments. But he that perverted his ways shall be known. So we don't want to pervert the ways of the Most High, or else the Most High is going to expose us, man. Right? So with that, all praises to Yahweh, by Shema Mashaka Havashah. Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yasha Allah. Shalom.